So as promised, this is just a for fun video thing that I can put on my vlog channel, specifically for when there is a week where there's not a lot of interesting things happening for the vlog, but mostly just because it's fun. So what am I doing? I'm going to read one of my short stories from back when I used to have time to write short stories. So this would be like 3, 4, 5 years ago. Some of these I was still in high school, and I don't remember them that well. This angle, I like it, but these walls are real bare. I wish I was the type to decorate. Let's make these more interesting. Magic. Alright, what do we have here? Bird hunting, my very first short story. I definitely have to do that one. I don't remember a thing about it. The Land of Ping. I remember that one's a Christmas story and it rhymes the entire time. I may save that one for Christmas. One Night Apartment. Reunion, part 1. That one's cool. I wrote part 1 from the perspective of the guy meeting up with an old childhood friend. And then one of my friends, Annie Williams, a fellow writer, wrote part 2 from the girl's perspective. And it's one of the very first collaborative creative works I can remember ever working on. So that's also a landmark that I'll probably read another time. No More Snow. Sitting on Babies. An unfinished horror story. A book in process. I'm never gonna finish it. Henry Thomas Murphy. I think what we're going to do is I'm going to read Bird Hunting because I remember that one's short one, and I've already been yabbering on at the beginning of this video, so I'll read the short story. Then I'll read a couple of slightly longer short stories and save them for later. A nice trip down memory lane, chopped up into bite-sized pieces that I disperse throughout the summer. Yeah. You ready for this? Wow, it's not even a page long. Maybe that's why I don't remember anything about it. All I remember is this was the first writing assignment in the creative writing class that I took that initially got me to start writing. Anyways, without further ado, my very first creative short story project. No! I yelled as Tommy pulled back his slingshot and aimed at a beautiful blue bird sitting at the top of a tree. You can't! The bird, having been scared by the noise, flew up and away, leaving Tommy's attention fully on me. Jack, I almost had it, he protested. Why'd you do that? Because you can't just shoot the bird. Why not? Because you can't. Not good enough, he replied, taking aim at another bird. Wait, what did it ever do to you? After 10 minutes of this, he had enough, so I tried to divert his attention. Hey, why don't you just shoot at those bananas? I suggested. Now, why I chose bananas, I don't know, but it worked. He started shooting at the bananas, probably only because I had scared away all of the birds, and I was determined to do something if they foolishly returned. We had some fun shooting the stems of fruits, shooting the stems of the fruits, including bananas, for about 15 minutes. When sure enough, the birds started coming back, and just as I assumed, Tommy took aim. I had to think fast. I had made up my mind to take his slingshot and run, surely resulting in Tommy's anger and quite possibly the loss of the friendship. But suddenly, not a moment too soon, a bright red bird took a dive at Tommy's head. Maybe it was the brightly colored baseball cap that drew the attack, but no matter the reason, the unexpected activity startled Tommy, causing him to stumble backwards and trip over a log in an attempt to catch himself. He landed awkwardly, I spit on the screen, he landed awkwardly on his side. The loud crash of the tumble ended in the snap of his slingshot, and the tear spelled tear, I'll leave it, and the tear of his yoga pants. I gotta read that sentence again. The loud crash of the tumble ended in the snap of his slingshot and the tear of his yoga pants. Thank you, little bird, for not only saving your own feathers, but sustaining my friendship. At least until next time. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, my first short story. I remember what it was about now. Our first assignment was pulling 3 items out of a hat and making a short story that contained all of those items. And in the creative writing class, we would sit there for the class period and write. Now usually I would write part of the story in brainstorming form and then take it home and write an actual story. But this was the very first assignment and I hadn't figured out how I wanted to approach the class. So what I ended up doing was just rushing through a literal short story in the class period time. So it ended up being like flash fiction length. Can you guess what the items were? They were a slingshot, I think bananas, and yoga pants. I think I could have come up with a better story containing those 3 items if I'd really thought about it. But there you have it. Another one of my teenage short stories read aloud to the world. Thanks for reading with me, and I'll read you next week. That doesn't work. I'll read with you another time in the undisclosed future.